Good day to all of my followers. This is your boy GC3, and I'm in the place to be, lovely Phoenix, Arizona. Really love it out here. It's been a super busy last leg of the season for myself, trying to cover all these games. I didn't get home till about midnight last night because I got to cover out in New Mexico. But more importantly, I'm back home, and I got to bring in some special guests. The best part of this podcast is being able to bring in all the guests that I've had the opportunity to. And with that being said, they are the number one backcourt duo here in the state of Arizona at Xavier College Prep. I got Dom Nesland and Sarah Miller.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm doing good. Excited to have us on.
Of course, like I'm excited about all my guests. Like it's super fun to drag, some of the up and coming stars and coaches and members in the industry in women's basketball to bring them on the show to talk hoops um and yeah, just to talk hoops, and also hopefully we can inspire all the viewers and followers. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So being number one, I'm sure coach and everybody just talk about it. You guys are the clear cut number one team here in Arizona. I mean, how does that feel? I mean, is there any type of pressure practice amongst your teammates?
There's definitely a target on our back the whole entire season, like even from the beginning when we weren't number one. So we're just like working hard every day in practice, just trying to get like 1% better every single practice so we can share the ball and have so much fun when we play together on the court.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely is a pressure, just holding the Xavier name along with us being number one. I feel like that pressure, we try to kind of work through that during practice and then try to bring our best during the games. So trying to condition ourselves.
Absolutely, because it's not a sprint, especially during the season. You got to stay healthy. You got to make sure nobody has any mental breakdowns, because I've seen it, covering basketball the last few years, where I've just seen teams sometimes would get mentally burnt out because it's a lot. I mean, you guys play a lot of basketball from like the ending of January all the way through. It's just like fast forward. Um, and it's a gauntlet. It's not no running clock AAU games. It's straight up 8 minute stop clock in your face with hostile home crowd environments to just pressure from yourselves, your teammates, your opponents, your coaches, your fan base. So I can only imagine. Like it's exciting though.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So my first official topic is, how is your season going so far, and what do you look forward to the last leg of the season?
Our season's going well so far. There's definitely been up and downs, like a lot of like we have to learn a lot of lessons like pretty much every single day. But what I'm looking forward to on the last like end of our season is senior night. That's gonna be really fun. We play Chandler that night, and then just like having to play like my last few games like at Xavier and with like Sarah and Mo and the seniors, and then hopefully getting to the state championship and winning that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, what was the first part of the question?
No, like, how is your season going so far, and then what do you look forward to the most that last leg of the season?
Yeah, season, I feel like Don was saying, season's going pretty good. I feel like we kind of like smoothed out all like the rough patches a little bit. Obviously there's more, just that's just the natural way of it. But I feel like we're doing really good together, playing cohesively, and just like looking forward to senior night, like Don was saying, and also trying to go all the way with the state championship as well.
No, and you guys are definitely writing your legacy as seniors, doing a great job. I've had the privilege and pleasure to follow your career over these last few years, and just it's super exciting. And with that being said, it's also exciting to talk about your next step in your careers. My next part is, could you describe your college recruitment process journey? Because I want to use this platform to educate, especially the kids that are coming up that are going to be following in your footsteps. So maybe you can, give in some insight to the parents and as well as those kids.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a lot. Like it was really awesome though. I mean, it started for me in 8th grade, getting calls and everything. Like they have to call you, or you have to call them at that time, and like you have to get like another person to like be like, hey, like I want to call them, and then you have to do that for a few years, but then they can finally call you, and then it just like ramps up and ramps up. And I would say like definitely take your time on the visits. Go to every single visit. Like all the officials, take all the officials you want and unofficials, because it really is worth it. Like seeing like pros and cons. That's what helped me make my decision. So
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there is definitely a lot of pressure, and it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially once calls start coming in. It's like kind of hard to like time manage, schedule. Like, oh, I gotta call this coach, but I also have to call this coach. It's like it was a little bit tiring throughout the process, but it's definitely something that's worth it for the end. And like visits are super important to build that relationship with the coaches, not just through the phone, but like in person, and then just having a feel for the campus as well, because it's one thing to really feel like this is your dream school, another thing to like know, because when you're on that campus, you just get a feeling, and I know it's like really cliche, but it's like it's true. Like you just know that this is where you want to go.
And that's just so valuable advice. I mean, for me, my high school career ended in high school, but it's kind of funny how I got here. I mean, my parents just said, "Hey, bye. Here's a one-way ticket. You're a rascal, so figure it out in the desert." And my first few months here, I would cry like I was like 21 years old, and I was like, "I want to go home. I'm homesick. I miss the beach. I miss my friends." But sharing that insight for your recruiting process, that's huge for yourselves and your family,
Mhm.
because that is a commitment. I mean, not just for you to stay there for 4 years or a little longer. You never know, sometimes you may get injured, might have to redshirt, so it could be 5 years. But that's besides just moving out there or going to attending that school, this is kind of like setting yourself up for your future careers,
Yeah.
possibly whether you're playing basketball at the next level, the highest level, either pros overseas or here, or even or getting into your career. So, with that being said, what led you to committing to the schools that you signed with? So I know Dom is at High Point out there in North Carolina, and Sarah, you ended up at Penn, committing to Penn out in Pennsylvania, Ivy League, which is amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, it was definitely a difficult situation. It was kind of funny how it like came about, because I was going to visit on another school, and then the coach, like one of the assistant coaches that was really hard recruiting me there, like called me and was like, "Hey, I'm going to High Point. Like, just want to let you know. Once I get there, like I'll see if we can like get like if Coach Banbury can like see your film and da da da." And then like a few weeks later, like she offered me, and which is crazy because she doesn't offer like kids fast. They call me world record out there because it only took her 2 weeks to like offer me. And then we went out there on a visit, and it was just insane. Like it's literally a country club. I loved it. I loved it. And then the coaches are awesome there, and they just want to see like everyone succeed. And I mean, that's kind of what led me to be like, this is home and this is where I want to be.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
For me, I originally never thought I was gonna go into a school that's an Ivy. And that never really crossed my mind. But when I did like first get my call from Penn, I was like, oh, this is kind of new experience. Trying to build that communication up, and it was kind of still uncertain because they also don't give out offers very quickly or easily. And I just feel like through my club EIBL season is where I really kind of showcased my abilities. And that's where they kind of like saw like, oh, we do really want her. And so I decided to, visit them, make an official visit over there. And I was a little like, kind of neutral at first, but then once I went there, I was like, I really love the atmosphere, the campus, the coaches. The coaches are super supportive. Kind of always there, like a family feeling, and that's really important to me. So that's kind of what led me to pick Penn, as well as kind of thinking outside of basketball. Once the ball stops dribbling or bouncing, I have to figure out something, outside after for my career. So I thought that was really important in the educational piece as well.
No, and that's awesome. I mean, kids have to think about that because, I advise a lot of, aspiring student athletes trying to play at the college level. And, I'll ask them, like, what is your plan? They're just like, we're going to play basketball. We're going to go to the league. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like a point, like 3% of the population will get to that. And it's so critical to have that, just to have something to fall back on. And you hit the nail on the head with picking a school that not just really wanted you, but also just had everything that you were kind of looking for.
Yeah.
So you two being Arizona girls, you're gonna go to Pennsylvania is cold. I'm sure I got a cousin that lives in North Carolina. I'm sure North Carolina is cold and it's a little different. I mean, are you guys ready for like the weather change and just change the scenery?
I don't think North Carolina is not that different than Arizona. I mean, it's like the same here as it is there. So I'm
Okay.
excited for that. And then also like they get snow like one day out of the year, and then it's just nice because it's like High Point's in the middle of everything. So like, if you want to go to a Duke or North Carolina game or Wake Forest, like they're all pretty much 30-minute drives, and so that's awesome. And then like the beach is 2 hours away, and then you can go like into like where Appalachian State is, and that's kind of in the mountains. So they just have everything there. So I love it in North Carolina.
I'll be honest, I am a little bit scared for the winter. I am a little bit scared. I'm trying to look for winter coats now. But I went there during the summer, and the summer was really nice. It's like really nice out there, So kind of a debrief from super scorching hot Arizona summer. So I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited. Pennsylvania is also, Penn is also kind of next to everything as well. So I'm just really excited for that urban type feeling.
No, and that is like just so amazing. I mean, I got a friend who's from Philadelphia, and like one time we were sitting down over dinner, and he was like, "George, have you ever been to the East Coast?" I'm like, "No, the furthest east in the United States I've been would be then either Houston, Texas, or Wichita, Kansas." Because be mindful, I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and we're us islanders. We don't really want to go anywhere. We're just kind of
Yeah.
like, we hear a lot of horror stories from family and friends, not really experiencing it. So, like, but back to my friends, sitting down with a meal, and we're looking at the map on our phones. He's like, George, like, if you think it's hard driving from like here to California or here to Las Vegas, or I said, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a drive. You see a lot of nothing. He's like, man, in Philly, like in Pennsylvania, he's like, you'll drive 4 or 5 hours and hit like 2 or 3, 4, even 5 states. I was like, really? So
Yeah.
that's really cool how where you guys are going to be, playing next year. That's just so awesome just to go out there and represent Arizona.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So the next part is there any advice you could offer the student athletes and players coming up?
I think some advice that I would like offer everyone is just to like, first of all, find the school that fits you, like fits your style, fits like everything, like your major, everything like you want, because that's where you're gonna like succeed the most. I feel like the transfer portal is a lot right now, and no one really wants to go through that, like the all the hardships of that. So just finding the right place for you, and then like also like when it comes to basketball and stuff, just work hard and everything will fall into place if you just like have that attack mindset.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely having that attack mindset, because there's definitely going to be setbacks. That just comes with the sport, injuries, any like sometimes mental stuff. And that kind of is what separates you from everybody else. You know, who's going to come back, who's going to work harder, and that's just kind of like one of the things that helped me, especially coming back from an injury. Just like, you know, going like 2 times harder, and kind of just never really stopping. But yeah, just constantly, kind of like consistency is key.
No, and that's just so valuable advice. I really appreciate you guys sharing that because this episode can be replayed, and my viewers, especially my up and coming parents and players, are definitely can utilize that experience. Because again, you guys are going to play at the highest level, Division 1. So this advice is legit. It's certified. So the last part of the segment before we part is, what is your pregame ritual? So I'll go into mine a little bit. I don't know what it is. I think I'm like a clean freak, but I would always have to shower and have clean socks before my game. I don't know what it is. It's mainly my feet. Even like when I come home after the day, I have to shower. I won't sleep unless, and it's more like I'm thinking about my feet. And I think it was because my older cousin, when I was little, would like tell me all the like to just scare me as a kid, saying like, "Hey, this is you're gonna have toe jams. It's gonna grow all over, and if you have dirty feet." And when I was little, I was just like terrified. I remember going to my mom, "Mom, I'm afraid I'm getting toe jam," and she's just like, "Who said that?" I'm like, "My cousin. He was telling me, and I'm really afraid. He was saying it's gonna grow and never go away." So, like from that mindset when I was little, I was like, "Yeah, before games, I got to shower." After the games, like I got to shower. Before I go to bed, I got to shower. I got to make sure I'm clean. It just That's just me. But what about you? Do you guys have any pregame? Well, interesting pregame rituals or anything out of the ordinary, or just it's just being locked in, listen to music.
I shower before the games and after the games, but like I shower before and then I like to meditate for like 2 to 5 minutes and then I eat a Jimmy John's just turkey and bread sandwich and then
Oh my gosh.
apples and then I go and play.
Okay.
I like to eat pasta, like any kind, 3.5 hours before the game, and then I also like to shower before games, and then kind of just like lock in through there, and then I get to the gym, headphones on, kind of like, just not really talking with anybody, like in the nicest way possible. And then just like shoot around. Usually I have a Gatorade or sometimes my water. I like to take a sip before I start. And then right before tip off, I just like to just like bounce around a little bit just so I just like get my body ready and active, ready to go.
And I bring that up because that's what I've noticing too with younger players is, and it's kind of funny that I describe my pregame about, I don't know what it is about a shower. I mean, I know like I've had history classes, and like before Warriors battle, they would like shower and like be oiled up, and just it helps get their mindset, and it's like a clearing their head into like a deep concentration. Like even when I go evaluate games, like yesterday, I had like a parent and a kid that follows me, and they kept like wanting to talk to me during the game, and I'm just kind of like I said, I don't want to be rude, but I'm like locked in because I'm trying to like watch what's going on in the court, like by the details. And then like we talked after, they're like, "Man, you're like locked in, like you were." I said, "Well, I'm competitive and I don't want to miss the details." So,
Right.
like the meditation, what Dom was saying, that's critical. I mean, and then same with you, Sarah, having that just the ritual and the repetition of, yeah, having my pregame snack, or it just gets your whole mind and your body ready for battle, because that's what I look at. Every game is, it's like a war, and you can't go in not having you know those things to fuel your mind and your body for that competition. So
Right. Yeah, totally
great
Yeah.
agree.
advice. But ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And congratulations on committing to those schools, those Division 1 schools of your choice. And good luck the rest of the way. I'll be following your team in your quest for a 6A, or no, I apologize, open division state title.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We had a lot of fun. So thank you. And you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, because I know how it is. It's like busy. I'm pretty sure you're going to be popping up film and like talking about film, and doing scouting reports, before you guys, probably get into homework and get ready for the week.
Yeah.
So thank you, ladies. And this episode is going to air tonight. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
You too.
All right, guys, that was Xavier Prep's Dom Nesland and Sarah Miller, one of my favorite backcourt duos here in the state of Arizona. Again, thank you guys for all tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, youtube.com/@GC3 Hoops. We got new podcast episodes and live broadcast games. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend.